Kevin Costner is more than a household name in American cinema. He is a quiet force that demands attention without shouting. In a world of rapid dialogue and spectacle, his presence is stillness made tangible, an actor and filmmaker who understands that emotion is not performed, but cultivated, shaped from silence, and carried like a living thing. From his protective role in The Bodyguard to the wistful dreamer of Field of Dreams and the director of Dances with Wolves, Costner has challenged Hollywood's pace, insisting that stories can breathe, linger, and matter. His journey from humble beginnings in Linwood, California, to Oscar-winning filmmaker reflects a life forged not from privilege, but from resilience, belief, and devotion to stories that endure beyond applause. He shows that the deepest truths often arrive quietly, without fanfare. Linwood Roots, steadfast love in a fragile home. Kevin Michael Costner entered the world on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California, the youngest son of William Bill Costner, a ditch digger turned power line worker, and Sharon Ray, a social worker who carried others' pain as her own. Their house was modest, and warmth often had to be earned, balanced precariously between enough and too little. Bill's hands told stories of labor, scarred, calloused, honest, while Sharon's quiet care shielded the family from the outside world. Love in the Costner household was steady, careful, and unperformed, holding the family together through winters that seeped through thin walls. Kevin later recognized that his upbringing was less about words and more about observation. Watching his father repair what failed, his mother endure fatigue with dignity. These everyday acts, subtle and persistent, taught him that human decency was a skill learned day by day. The first loss. Grief that speaks in silence. 2 years before Kevin's birth, the Costners faced a loss that would shape their family forever. His middle brother, Mark Douglas, lived only one day. The grief that followed was quiet, not dramatic, an invisible rearrangement of their home and hearts. Love became protective, sometimes sharp at the edges. Bill grew rigid, guarding his remaining sons from a world that had shown cruelty, while Sharon retreated into long silences and careful gestures. Kevin remembered her standing motionless in the kitchen, staring into emptiness, as if her son's presence lingered in spirit. His father responded with silence, gripping the table to hold the family together. No one explained the absence, but everything revolved around it. From this hush, Kevin learned a profound lesson. Pain does not always announce itself. Sometimes it teaches by refusing to raise its voice, shaping a life through quiet endurance and vigilance. A childhood in motion, learning early to guard the heart. By the age of 12, Kevin had experienced more relocations than most children ever would. Compton, Ventura, Visalia, and Orange County became fleeting homes. With each move came farewells, often rehearsed too early, leaving a boy who learned to protect his feelings and guard his hope. He was not a celebrated athlete or the loud kid in class. He filled margins with poems while others answered questions aloud. Watching moving trucks depart and streetlights slide past, he murmured goodbye to places that would never know him. Though he did not cry, the longing for permanence never left him, a hunger for wide-open spaces and stability that never arrived. His father's discipline became a compass, and his mother's faith, a shelter. Over time, leaving became less strange and more a matter of resolve, a skill that would prepare him for the precarious world of acting that awaited. The first true choice, leaving certainty for passion. At 23, Kevin stood at a crossroads. Newly married and nearly broke, he had graduated from California State University, Fullerton, with a degree in marketing and finance. The sensible path led to a stable job, a predictable paycheck, and the quiet discipline of office life. Kevin embraced it, fulfilling expectations of a dutiful son, but the security felt suffocating. Stories called to him louder than numbers ever could. Fate intervened on a return flight from his honeymoon when he sat beside Richard Burton, the legendary actor. Kevin admitted his desire to act, and Burton offered two simple words: "Good luck." Those words became a key turning point, opening a door Kevin could not ignore. He left behind stability, taking only a suitcase and determination, stepping toward Los Angeles, a city that promised nothing and demanded everything, and a life that would require patience, resilience, and unwavering self-belief. The Hunger Years, invisible in the City of Dreams. The early days in Los Angeles were brutal. Kevin experienced hunger, poverty, and isolation as constant companions. He scrubbed boats until his hands cracked, drove delivery trucks through sleepless nights, and led bus tours past the dreams of others, all while measuring his distance from his own. Apartments were cold, pride refused to let him call home, and survival demanded small acts of endurance. Yet Kevin persisted, repeating a mantra that was more command than encouragement. One more day, keep moving. The humiliations were many: unpaid minor roles, forgotten performances, and auditions that returned only silence. Still, each rejection refined his patience and resolve. He learned the invisible lessons of persistence, the kind that leave no immediate mark but gradually shape character. Kevin's hunger became both literal and metaphorical, preparing him for the breakthrough that would demand all he had learned. Breaking through, from invisible to unignorable. Kevin's career turned in 1985 when Lawrence Kasdan cast him in Silverado. For the man accustomed to invisibility, the screen became a space of undeniable presence. His rise was not the product of luck, but of endurance, years of unseen work finally translating into recognition. Success brought attention and pressure, but Kevin approached it with deliberate steadiness. Subsequent roles in The Untouchables, Bull Durham, and Field of Dreams cemented his status, allowing him to inhabit memory itself. Standing in a cornfield whispering, "If you build it, he will come," he offered audiences faith in quiet, persistent belief. By age 35, ambition had shifted into necessity. Creation was no longer optional. It was vital, an essential part of his identity. Hollywood had discovered him, but Kevin remained loyal to his guiding principle. Emotion and its power must be cultivated in stillness, not spectacle. Dances with Wolves, a risk that changed cinema. In 1990, Kevin launched T-Egg Productions and risked his own money to produce Dances with Wolves, a 3-hour Western partially in Lakota. Executives warned against silences, actors abandoned the project, budgets swelled. Yet Costner endured, motivated less by confidence than by refusal to compromise. Every hour was a test of persistence, where fear and courage coexisted. When the film premiered, it did more than succeed. It transformed expectations of American cinema. Earning $424 million and 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, it demonstrated that storytelling could balance silence and spectacle. Amid triumph, Costner remained still, unsure if he could trust his instincts. The hush that had shaped his childhood returned. Hollywood had recognized his talent, but he discovered that fame carried weight as heavy as years of invisibility, and that stillness, once a shield, could now feel unfamiliar in the spotlight. Conclusion: a life built on stillness. Kevin Costner's life and career are a testament to the power of quiet persistence. From Linwood to Hollywood, he transformed adversity, invisibility, and self-doubt into a legacy of profound human stories. He demonstrates that courage is not always dramatic. It often lives in patience, observation, and the refusal to compromise what matters. His films and roles remind audiences that emotion and meaning are cultivated in silence, that stories require space to breathe, and that triumph is measured not only in awards or box office tallies, but in integrity maintained under pressure. Kevin's journey, from a boy learning to say goodbye to towns that would never know him, to an actor and filmmaker shaping cinema's landscape, proves that life's deepest lessons arrive subtly, quietly, and without fanfare. Stillness, he shows, can move mountains.